Hey Internet World, my name is Micah. I am a Minneapolis director, editor, storyteller, filmmaker. Wanted to go through the newest music video that dropped, which was Deepfake's Magentic Rock. Deepfake's Minneapolis band with members Jake Swager, Ryan Ruprecht, Jeff Markovis, Tony Emanuele, Dave, and that's it. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about filmmaking and what went into the music video. Jake Swager, who is behind the song in terms of just kind of where it came from, and I just wanted to give a little backstory on how the music video came to be. Jake Swager, myself, and our good friend Adam, we have an annual camping trip up to Trails End, which in Minnesota, which is literally the end of the Gunflint Trail. Adam's a musician, he's a painter. Jake builds guitars, artist himself, illustrator. My dog, also an illustrator. Consistent yeast infections in his ears, you know. Anyway, we just need to get out into the woods, solidify some like creative ideas. I encourage all of you to just go out into the woods and experience life. The history of Magentic Rock is, from what I understand, it was a point for when the Voyageurs and the Native American, first the Native Americans used it as a pinpoint for a land point to know where they were, know where they were hiking. It's literally a 3 to 4 story tall rock just jutting out of the ground. So we went hiking one day. If you've ever taken psilocybin, we had a little bit of that, and Jake and Adam and I hiked up. Beautiful, just that little tinge of like excitement in our brains. We got to the rock, hung out for, 3 or 4 hours. We did some drawing. It was really lovely. And on the way back, Jake had this kind of profound spiritual experience on our way out. There was no wind at all, and it was just this moment of real clarity with feeling, just letting everything be. I'm very fortunate to have witnessed it as well, felt it as well, not as deeply as Jake did, but he'd been working on music beforehand, and it manifested itself into the song Magentic Rock. Getting ready for our next camping trip, well, we should really kind of think about what we could do to visualize this experience. And we met a couple times and talked about ideas, but nothing was like solidified. We didn't write anything. It was more or less Jake going, I think I should wear like a white suit. And me going, I think that would be great.
Let's do it.
When it came to camping the week before, there was a fire ban up in Trails End, so we had to pivot. I don't know about you, but fires are very important to me, to us, Adam and Jake and I. We ended up at a different place using this kind of Airbnb for camping, so we just ended up on somebody's land. We had these kind of simple ideas of just following Jake as a character through the woods. And then the night before, I had been going through a lot of interesting emotional things that have been happening. And for, whatever reason, I went, I'm going to make a sheet. I'm going to take a sheet and make a ghost outfit, like a classic sheet ghost outfit. One of the things that we let happen is just take in the land. A lot of the music videos that I made in the past have been much more frenetic. I mean, obviously there's some of that style in here. But in terms of, what happened with it in the storytelling, we didn't have this plan, but we kind of let the land, our surroundings, for lack of a cheesy cliche, we really let that just kind of take us to new places and try things. We didn't have plot points where it was like, we have to shoot this, we have to shoot this, we have to shoot this, which is usually how I go into a music video or a short film, of course, but we had this kind of very organic experience where we're like, look at this beautiful land, let's just go start taking some footage, put on your costume. As the edit came together, But as we shot, I was like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was either Adam, it was Adam or Jake who went, we need to film this daisy, because it was in the middle of the field. And so it was things like that. We're like, yes, we need to film that. Okay, well, yes, we do need to film this. And so we gathered a lot of things that we didn't know exactly how they were going to be pieced together, but in the edit, they really started to show themselves. I held shots longer. And I kind of let the characters live in the space, which is a little different than what I've done in the past. And so this was where we kind of set things up and set a tone of the atmosphere. It really did just start from this shot here was one of the first shots that we did. And it was just, yeah, Jake, walk out. Okay, cool. I'm like, what if I put the ghost costume on and walked out behind you? And we thought, well, that's silly. But then we liked how that looked, and then it really manifested itself into this other character that, you know, ends up having kind of a deeper meaning in terms of how the viewer can take, like, who those characters are, what they mean, how they correspond with the lyrics. You know, one of the things that I'm most proud of this piece in the end is just how the viewer can really take what they would like out of it. It was really, really a fun, again, organic experience of just how we kind of let ourselves have fun, be serious, but also explore just the environment around us, how we told the story. This is actually one of my favorite shots in the whole piece, because it's just held, and it's just a very, very beautiful moment with Jake singing, you know, and it cuts, and we just hold on to these shots and let the viewer really sink into, you know, what's going on, who are these people, what is this story. And I mean, you can't go wrong when you go, you know, hiking at Banning and go, wow, look at that old 1880s stone grinding remnants of a building. I mean, it's pretty cool. I do like a David Lynch film, and so again, this was one of the last things that we shot.
All right, Adam, action.
Letting itself kind of build itself, and this space that we had was just so weird and beautiful. It was the point where we're like, we got this, we got this, we got this. I can see this in my head. I can see the edit now, like, coming together. And I can see a story happening within opening, closing. This is a dream sequence. So again, even it was just all these moving parts that really, you know, brought that we were able to, like, collaborate and talk about in real time when we were shooting it. But at this point, I'm like, I can see where this is going to go. Every image could be a painting, and I think that's kind of what we were going for. The fact that the viewer gets to interpret it how they want, which is one of the things that I love about film. And then this was, the audio from this is Adam and Jake and I were playing music in a field, and an eagle,
you know what they say,
soared above us, because we summoned it.
like we did.
And that's the story of deepfakes.